So I don't know. People ask me like I don't follow a lot of Alex Earl's stuff because like I think her claim to fame is like a lot of get ready with me videos and stuff. I don't really want to get ready with anyone. I fucking hardly want to get ready. So do you think I want to watch somebody get ready? No. But that might be because I'm 41. So I don't know. So I'm not her age group. I don't care. Anyhow, I say it's very strange that she went on that show and was not asked. I think she's getting a Sirius XM show, and this was a favor. I think Howard's a team player now. Yellowstone, if you guys are fans of the show Yellowstone, that is ending as we know it after 5 seasons because apparently Kevin Costner only wanted to film his scenes and the show over a weekend. How do we get Kevin Costner's work ethic? Like, how do we get to that status? Well, I guess you don't really get to that status because Paramount told him to kick rocks and is ending the show. So I guess that doesn't work. But Yellowstone, as we know it, is done after 5 seasons. And they're apparently in talks with Matthew McConaughey to take over the Dutton role there, because Kevin Costner plays, the Dutton patriarch, and Matthew McConaughey would take it on. And I'm hearing that all of your favorite people will be staying on the show. So there you go. I loved Yellowstone. For me, started out like I was obsessed with Yellowstone. It was such a great show when it first started. But much like every show, jumps the shark. It's like Barry. Is anybody watching Barry on HBO? Bill Hader, the first couple of seasons of Barry, so funny. I was addicted. And then now Barry is so dark. I have like nightmare. Like last night, I had a nightmare. It was just terrifying. Like I hate even watching, but I'm so far in Barry, I got to finish it. People are asking me on TikTok to talk about Natalie from 90 Day Fiance. Guys, if you don't know this, yesterday on the podcast, it's actually out right now. Natalie from 90 Day Fiance, you know her famously. She was married to Mike Youngquest. She was on season 7 of 90 Day Fiance. So she was on my podcast, gave her first ever interview yesterday. If you didn't listen, go and listen. She answers everything. What she's doing in LA. Is she dating anybody? What plastic surgery has she had done? I think you're going to love it. All out. On the podcast, so go and listen. Also want to thank our sponsor, Dr. Will Neem at Horizon Fibroids. Guys, if you live in the DC area, even if you don't, but you have a fibroid, you need to talk to a top doctor that's going to give you straight advice, and that is Dr. Will Neem at Horizon Fibroids. Go to horizonfibroids.com. You can make an appointment right there. They accept almost all health insurance. Tell him the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. And the other thing I love about Dr. Will Neem is even if you don't live in the DC area, you can call him and he will give you a recommendation for a good fibroid doctor in your area. Here's the thing when it comes to fibroids. A lot of us love our OBGYNs, but your OBGYN may suggest that you have a hysterectomy. That's bananas, especially for a lot of us that want to have a child later on in life. Don't do it. Before you make that decision to have a full hysterectomy, get a second opinion. Horizonfibroids.com. Meghan Markle, I think she was at the coronation. Have you seen the disguise going around? I think Meghan Markle went to London dressed up as a man and was in the crowd. She looked like she had a white wig on, glasses, a fake mustache. This went viral over the weekend. New York Post even called it up, said people were saying, Meghan, you're not fooling anybody. She was there. Prince Harry was there, so brief. I didn't watch. I'm over the royal. I'm just so over it. I mean, I know people care because there were like thousands and thousands of people there, but I don't care. The coolest meme I saw was of Camilla Parker Bowles, now the Queen of England, saying this chick is queen of playing the long game. And she really is. Can you imagine? That woman came out of nowhere. Well, she didn't come out of nowhere. She'd been a long time having an affair with Prince Charles. But anyhow, look, I thought for sure Meghan Markle was there, but apparently it's a guy named Sir Carl Jenkins who was photographed at Buckingham Palace. He's a legendary composer, and people are saying it's actually him, and it wasn't Meghan dressed up in a costume. I don't know. I kind of thought it was. Just my 2 cents. I think she was there in wig. Jenny Craig is closing. Guys, I talk about Ozempic all the time in my own weight loss struggle and mindful eating journey. People get so mad at me because I tell people Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro are not going to work long-term for people, and they're so dangerous. We don't even know all the side effects. And P.S., they're not even officially approved by the FDA, although I'm sure they will be. And certainly other drugs like Oxycontin in the past have been approved by the FDA. And we know the consequences of those. But Jenny Craig announced over the weekend that it is closing its doors after like 30 plus years of being in business. So the company is firing all of their employees, and they will all be laid off. And then the closing of Jenny Craig is happening. I also read an article saying that it looks like Weight Watchers will probably be next. However, because, of course, these companies don't work. Jenny Craig doesn't work. I did Weight Watchers twice. They will never give you the information. How many people join their diet programs, lose the weight, and keep it off? Less than 5%. Why would you sign up for something for $300 a month with a 95% failure rate? You wouldn't. It's why they never give you the details, ever. So the thing that Weight Watchers did that was so smart is they bought a stake to basically become a distributing center to, like, I don't know if it was Mounjaro or Wegovy, but you will be able, as part of their healthy weight, because it's being deemed, even though it's bullshit, in my opinion, Ozempic and Wegovy, they're saying, well, if you are on the BMI scale as obese, which by the way, the BMI scale is so off, people that are 10 pounds overweight can sometimes, based on their height and their body mass, can be considered obese. They're saying, oh, if you've tried forever to lose 20 pounds, you can get on Ozempic. And so Weight Watchers bought a stake in being able to distribute that so they can tell people, oh, yeah, if you've tried to lose 30 pounds for 8 years, why don't you just try this instead? And you can shoot yourself in the stomach every week with Ozempic. So there you go. And I'm not a fan. People write to me and they say, well, Sarah, I've tried everything. And I just got a woman that wrote to me the other day, and she said, I love the idea of mindful eating, but how do I stop thinking about food? And, when you eat when you're not hungry, if you're constantly thinking about food, the reality is there's something else going on in your life that you are thinking about. And one of the people who is the master at getting to the bottom of our emotional eating and what's really going on is a woman named Janine Roth. You can follow her on Instagram. In fact, might be too late, but yesterday she was offering a free webinar of how to discover your hunger, realize what in life you're really hungry for, and get off the diet cycle and find your natural weight. So Janine Roth on Instagram, she wrote a very famous book called Women, Food, and God. I can't recommend it enough. It changed my life. And I even spent the money and went to her seminar, worth every penny. I try to give you fair reviews like Sephora. If you have a good makeup artist in your life, I would skip the Sephora makeup. I would. I'm sorry. Nothing. I like Sephora. I try to give honest reviews of things that I like. And again, everybody's taste is different, but Janine Roth saved my life. I would 100% save the money. I think her retreats are about $2,500 for a weekend, and I would go. And let me tell you, people say to me, well, I can't afford $2,500. Okay, but you're going to figure out a way to spend $750 a month on Ozempic. So I think, if you want it, you'll figure it out. Lastly, I find this hysterical. A mom is going viral wanting to know if Pringles are a healthy snack for a 3-year-old. No, they're trash. You want to Here, you want a hot take on food? Pringles are not healthy. So a mom here on TikTok says that the school that her 3-year-old went to snack shamed her by writing a passive-aggressive note back in her child's lunchbox that said, please try to bring snacks to school for your son that are healthier. Yeah. Now, the woman went on TikTok, said that she was absolutely shamed by this, and it was passive aggressive. She wished the school had called her, and she said at her house, they don't label any foods good or bad because that's what leads to an eating disorder. I agree with that. Fair enough. But this is what I love about society, because companies are starting to fight back. The school issued a statement and says that she's not being truthful, that they had sent out a note to all families prior to the Pringles incident, asking families to make good choices and send their kids with healthy snacks, that everybody was given that letter. She was not singled out. She says she didn't think granola or Pringles were an unhealthy snack. She thought they were like granola bars, yogurt, and fruit, all mixed in. My son's 2, and I do send him to school with like something usually that's not healthy. Like he'll have a healthy vegetables, fruit, and then some sort of crackers or, graham cracker, like graham cracker grams or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like those aren't really healthy either. So mix and mingle. But oh my God, what a story about. Although, you know what? I got to say, I'm a little bit on the school side and a little bit on the mom side. I like not labeling any food, but also, girl, they didn't single you out. All right, I'm leaving it there. Okay, bye. Love you guys all. Thank you for listening to the Sarah Fraser Show. Oh, by the way, I'm almost there. I think I'm like 40 reviews short of 1,000 Apple Podcast reviews. Will you go to my Apple Podcast, Sarah Fraser Show? So many of you listening already subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. Tell me what you love about the show and one thing that you think I could do differently. I would love it. I want to get to 1,000 reviews, and I'm like within 40 reviews of doing that. So love you all. Bye, everybody.